Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Groove podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington. And today we are going to do a recap of the Expanse Season 6 and the entire series as well, because, this is basically the end. We think it's the end. I don't think it's the end, though. You
I
think it's
don't,
the
I
end?
don't know. Before we did the last show, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Guys, this is probably the end."
Mm-hmm.
But I was reading some stuff online, and I was like, "I don't know. I don't think this is the end. Actually, I think that they want to end this storyline,
Mm-hmm.
but they left the door open to do other stuff because they never finished the Laconia thing at all, and
Yeah.
he's the next chapter in the book.
Mm-hmm.
The Laconia thing's the next chapter of the book. Everything that's going on there is huge. And so why would you even bother going into that if you're not going to deal with it at all? That doesn't make any sense. Because it's not like you didn't know that this is the end of your thing before you got started. You knew this. That's why you did 6 shows. So to me, it seems like they wanted to end this story and maybe do a spin-off and tell it from a different perspective. Not necessarily from the Rocinante, but they could do it from a different perspective or from Duarte's perspective. I don't know. They
Yeah,
could
from
do there's a
Laconia
bunch
or
of things they
something,
could do.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I don't.
build this set if you're not going to use it?
Again, I don't, it doesn't feel like it's over. I mean, I know they were
No.
like, hey, and again, they didn't say the series finale, they said the season finale. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
don't just put words out there that don't mean anything. I mean, series and season
Yeah.
are two totally different things.
They gave you the impression that the show's over, but they didn't actually say it.
No one said
Like,
the show was over.
yeah. So
I
I
didn't
think
read
that
anything, even though, I mean, I'm sorry, I did read some stuff. They were like, well, like I was telling you last
mm,
week, Inverse said, there will not be a season 7, but I don't know if I believe that. Why should I believe that?
yeah.
How do you get that information? Where are you getting that information from?
Yeah, but everybody's assuming there's not going to be a season 7, but Amazon hasn't come out and said it. IMDb hasn't come out and said it.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is like they got 3 more books to do. It's not like they ran out of material like Game of Thrones and they don't know what to do next. They have all the material to do. It's all lined up, and the writers are on. They're part of the show. It's not like they don't know what to do next. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Being vague like this is not good TV.
It's not
I
good
they should
business
kind of
either.
yeah. If you
you
want to keep
know,
people excited about what's happening, you want to give them don't worry about it and forget about it. And oh yeah, there's a new season. Like you can't do that.
you
I don't think that's
know,
a good idea.
when we were watching the Loki series, the last season, the last episode, they
Mhm.
said, yes, there is a season 2 coming, right? I
Yeah.
got really excited. I was like, oh, okay. Again, we don't know if this is going to be like in the next year or two, maybe even 3 years. We don't know. These
Yeah,
people are
you don't even
working,
have to
right?
say when.
Right.
Just
And it's
gotta be
just like, it's coming, right?
soon.
So we know
Yeah.
something is coming. Now, do you think that, here's something, I'm just going to throw this at you, right?
Mhm.
Let's say that they had, I'm just putting a number out there, okay? $100
Mhm.
million for season 6, right?
Mhm.
Let's just say that. They went back to, I guess, Jeff Bezos and said, we want to do a season 7. And he's like, well, I'm not giving you $100 million. I'll give you 50 million. They're like, well, we need 100. And
Mhm.
he says, well, maybe you need to do something with season 6. And so they're like, well, we do want to do a season 7. So let's cut season 6 down and
Mhm.
then use some of that money that's left over to add to the 50 million that he's going to give us for season 7. That will add up
Yeah.
to $100 million. I don't know, man. I'm just spitballing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was a question of the budget, they said, "Well, we want to keep the show going because the show's good for Amazon. Like, it's a marquee show for Amazon."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, we just want to keep it going, but we can't afford to do everything for one season. We'll just split it up and do it a season 7." I mean, that makes sense. If you're gonna do another 6 episodes for season 7, or maybe you don't even need the same, because you could probably do 10 episodes for season 7 because it won't be as intensive as the season 6 was. Season 6 had all the space battles. I don't know if season 7 is going to be
Awesome
all
space
space battles
battles.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty good. But
Awesome
like, yeah,
space battles.
I don't know. Like, well, I haven't looked at the book, so I don't know how intensive season 7 is, or the book 7 is going to be. But I mean, maybe you don't need all of that much money to do that kind of thing. Maybe it's a lot scaled down and more personable, like season 5 was. Because season
Yeah.
5 was split between Earth and what was going on in the belt. And the budget didn't seem like it was wanting. It didn't seem like they stretched the budget thin. They were able to do the explosions on Earth and everything. They did tidal waves, all that stuff.
Right.
It
Wasn't
looked good.
season 5 also wasn't they shot a few episodes like or they did some scenes like when Amos was visiting Peaches in jail. They did that on
Yeah,
season 5,
they did
right?
the jail thing. Yeah,
That
they
was
did
pretty
jail.
that was like a pretty,
Yeah,
expensive endeavor,
they
just to
they
create that
did this
scene
escape from
exploding.
Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that was
did.
it's
They
awesome.
blew up. They blew up half of Earth.
hmm
They did escape from Earth. Um, there's a
they
couple battles in space too.
they went to Baltimore, Toronto, right? It's like I
I was
was
like, yo,
like
I walked down that street before. I know who you guys
I
are.
was like,
Like,
wait a minute,
put it
is
out.
that Graffiti Alley in Baltimore? Like, and then we spoke. You were like, no, 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 dude, that's in Toronto. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, so it's
been to
just
that street. Come
they
on,
shoot
man. Like,
everything in Toronto nowadays. It's just like it's cheaper
yeah,
for sure.
it's way cheaper.
This was The Expanse season 6. Was great. The Expanse, the series, was really awesome. Did we ever
Mm,
give a rating for the entire series?
I
I
don't know.
think
I
so.
don't
Yeah,
think
last
so.
week we did. We said the series
Oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. We did.
I
We
gave
did.
the
We did.
series, the entire series, a 10 because it's my favorite show. It's my favorite
Yeah.
show. It's nothing else on television streaming services that I watch that's like I really get like geeked up about. I used to get geeked up about Krypton, which was on
And then
Sci-Fi, but then they
TNT.
canceled that. They were just like, we don't want this anymore. Get this out of here. It's
Yeah,
like,
Warner
oh my
Brothers is run by
goodness.
morons. Like they don't know what they're doing over there.
We have some questions, and again, we're
Mm,
just we're just doing a recap of, The Expanse as a season, as a series. Great show, the best show that's out there. I'm going to
mm.
say it's the best show out there, even though I really love The Foundation, and I know something sick is coming in season 2. But The Expanse, all of it, 6 seasons. I can watch this. If I watch the entire series over again, this would
Mhm.
be the 4th time I've watched the entire series.
Yeah, yeah.
Season 1 all the way to 6 because it's
I've seen
that
the whole
good.
thing a couple times. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
that awesome. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this here. Okay.
Hmm.
In the entire series, right, of
Hmm.
The Expanse, who was the breakout star?
Whew. I guess the breakout star for me would probably be Kamina. I think that was like that's she as the show went on, that was my favorite person. Her,
Mm,
Amos, and Christian. We talked about it before,
yeah,
but like I wasn't expecting to like Kamina the way I did. I was like, yo, she's badass, man, and I like this.
yeah,
She's a great leader. She's good in combat. And she had good character development. Like you actually cared about her. Like when she got paralyzed, I was like, oh damn, like she went through a lot. She went
yeah,
through a
for
lot, at
real.
least on the series. Yeah.
My breakout star was Christian. I just think that
Hmm.
from with her wardrobe, I told you, she was snatched, makeup done, hair done, nails done, everything did. I mean, her whole joint she was flawless. And she was just a rock star from day one. She was there for the entire series.
Yeah, yeah.
Season
She's
1,
vital to the
episode
whole thing.
1, season 6, episode 6. She has been there for the entire series. And yo, her boots were dope. Her outfits were dope. Her just the gold and everything she was wearing. She was the breakout star for
Mhm.
me all day, all day.
But like
Um,
she was a solid character because she made realistic decisions. She's pragmatic. She wasn't screaming and crying every 5 minutes on the show.
yeah, she was
She was like,
hardcore.
"Yo, I'm in the middle of this thing. We got a battle going on. I don't have time to be in my feelings about my husband dying or me losing the kids, whatever." She's like, "I got work to do. Let's
Mhm.
go."
Yeah.
So like, I respect that. And then she was a gangster from the when she was stringing up belters. I was like, oh damn, like she's
Mhm.
serious. She did not give the impression of
She's
like
serious,
you
dude.
kind of like a hack character you try to shove there and like, hey everybody, this
Mhm.
character is supposed to be badass. You're supposed to look at them with awe. Like she earned everything that she did on the show, and
Mhm.
I respect that about it. That's why she was one of my favorite characters
And
by
her
far, and I
character
never
got
wavered.
and her character got stronger every season. Stronger, stronger, stronger. I was
Yeah,
like, wow, she's pretty dope. Now, you also have questions. Do you want to you have a question you want to ask me?
yeah. One of the questions I had is, okay, so
Mhm.
say that this thing is completely over. There's no more Expanse, but they do a spin-off show.
Mhm.
What would you like the spin-off show to be about?
Um I think Laconia and how well we know that I want Laconia. I want to know what's going on with the protomolecule, the spaceship up there, um,
Mm,
because Laconia is the ring, right? I mean, that's one of the
mm,
rings that. Well, that's the ring that had the ring guns. The right was Laconia.
yeah.
Even though they destroyed those, now they have this transport union, and I think that's the next logical thing. Like, okay, what's going on with Duarte and Laconia? And
Mm,
unfortunately, your little girl, Cara, and also Alexander, who's
yeah.
some sort of a green monster now.
That dude's a zombie, man. I don't
He
care what
has
anybody says.
hazel eyes and good hair.
That dude's a zombie, man. You go
True.
kill it with fire.
Forget hazel eyes. He has like glowy eyes. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I think Laconia,
Mm.
because Marco is gone, I think Laconia is the next thing. Like, what's going on there? How much power does this person have on Laconia?
He has a
With this
lot.
protomolecule.
He's a problem. Put it like
We
that. As
need to
far as I
know.
understand for the next books,
Mhm.
Duarte's coming back, and he's gonna be a problem, a
Yeah,
big problem.
I want to know. So what
Uh,
about you?
if I was gonna do a spin-off show,
Mhm.
I would like to see a spin-off of like they had the beginning of the season one. They had the Joe Miller as a detective on the space
Okay.
station.
Mhm.
I would like to see a spin-off type show like that,
And that's the guy with
following
the
like
hat on.
yeah, with the hat, like the
Okay.
day-to-day life on the space station, because they had like they don't have a lot of water, and like they like there's crime bosses there. There's a bunch of interesting things that's happening on the space station. So I think it would be cool to have a spin-off show focusing on that. And see, the thing is about the show is that you could show stuff that happened from the main series in the background
Yeah,
and just talk about it. Like you don't even
true.
have to get into it. It'd be
That's
kind of
true.
cool to have those things going parallel. Kind of like Star Trek does, because they have stuff going on in the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and they kind of talked about it too. So that would be cool. I think that would be a cool series.
That'd be cool. Yeah, okay. Joe Miller. All right, here's my question. During the last season or the entire series,
Mm.
what should have been cut out completely? Um,
Ooh.
as in, no need to even add the storyline or the character, or it could be just characters as well. But what needed to be cut out? What could have been cut out and no one would have noticed it?
For season 6,
See, you can go. You can go with either season 6 or the entire series.
season 6 did not need that Nico person that runs the space station. You did not need her. She was useless, absolutely useless. I'm
Okay.
sorry. She irritated me so much
She's the
with
administrator of series.
she had her phone up there. How you
Mhm.
like being a dog for her? Like what?
I was waiting for her. I'm
At
not even
you.
lying. I was waiting for her to bring out like one of those eyepieces, the one joint. Like, what are you doing on my planet?
Yeah,
Something
like a
like that.
monocle. Like,
Exactly.
absolutely.
I
Come
thought you were
on.
gonna say, okay, really, it was her. All
And
right, huh?
I could do without that. Anything to do with her and her storyline about being so ungrateful. That irritated me so much, considering everything that Kamina lost to bring you back food to keep you afloat. The nerve of this lady, right?
Yeah. I was I'm gonna say not Laconia,
Mm-hmm.
but Cara and Alexander. Like, bye. We don't need you. I don't understand you. I mean, I know if there
Yeah,
were a season 7, they would probably say, okay, both of these, both, daughters, I'm sorry, not daughter, sister,
it's,
brother,
yeah.
they, we know the brother's been infected with the protomolecule. The sister eventually will be, if she still continues hanging out with Alexander,
Mm.
who's a green guy now with hazel eyes and nice hair.
Light blue.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know what that storyline was all about. I think like if they came back with like a season 7, they would explain that. But at that point,
Like,
season 6, if they're gonna drop it right here and say this is it,
yeah, it was
that was
pointless.
like completely
Absolutely pointless.
pointless.
Here's the thing,
Um,
though. If there's a season 7,
mhm.
then that was for a reason to set up the thing and to make you
Yeah.
care about them. But
Mhm.
if it ends right there, then it was a waste of budget and everything else. We could have had more space battles.
You could have
I
had,
could be wrong.
if you got rid of, because again, Cara and
Mhm.
Alexander, they spent 5 to 15 minutes at the beginning
Every
of
every
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 episode.
episode.
If you
Yeah.
cut that out, you have another episode. You have episode 7,
Yeah,
right?
it's enough for another episode if you cut
Right,
that
exactly. So,
storyline completely
that's
out.
what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to think about stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
yeah. Okay. What about your question?
If you had to rank all the seasons,
Mhm.
which season do you think you would rank the best? Uh, let's say just the best season. You don't even rank them all. Just say what's your number one favorite season out of the whole series?
Okay. Season 5 was really good. That's a season
Mhm.
I always go back to because there was so many different sections and like different storylines that was going on. Um,
Mhm.
season 6 was, it was just bananas. Um,
Yeah, but
I
like,
think
what is your favorite
I
season
know I'm
out of the
trying to think
entire
because
bunch?
season 3 was cool too. When they were on Tycho and doing all of that stuff. Um,
Mhm.
and obviously 6 with the space battle. I'm gonna go season 5. Even though I love season 6, but season 5 was just really awesome with the story building. Even though they did a great job with the story building in season 6,
Mhm.
right? Season 5 was really awesome. I thought that was like, that's pretty. I mean, if there were like multiple seasons that I watch more so than any other season, it would be season 5, and I have.
Okay.
What about you?
I really liked season 1.
Mhm.
That's the thing though. It's not like it's a wide gap between the other seasons, but like season 1, when I saw that, I was like, "Holy crap! I'm all in." Like, whatever this sci-fi show is, I need to
I'm
see
in.
more of it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in. The detective stuff on the station. They had the stuff going on where they found the 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 crew in the big ship or whatever, and they got out there. They built everything together. Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
it was interesting. There's something about it that
Yeah.
it was fascinating, and I wanted to see more. Like, I liked all the characters. Um, the storylines were interesting. There's the air of mystery that was going on that made it like I need to see more. I Listen, Holden wasn't as sad and hungry.
Yeah.
He got enough sleep back on in those early shows.
Hmm.
It was cool. Like, everything about it was kind of cool. Like, the how this show was shot, like, like they put a lot of thought into everything. Like, I don't know, I like season 1 a lot. I thought it was a good season.
Where'd you where did you watch season 1? For the first time you watched season 1, was it on Sci-Fi or was it on Amazon?
No, I was on Sci-Fi. I watched it from the beginning when it aired.
Okay, so you watched it like with commercials and everything
Yeah,
else.
the whole 9 yards.
you
And I
know?
sat there with my popcorn, like, oh, I can't wait for this thing to come back on. Like,
Oh
it
my
was cool.
goodness. Episode 1, season 1 was pretty dope for real, for sure. Here's my question. Are you okay with how the Expanse ended and why?
Okay, like, if it's done right now,
Mhm.
absolutely, I'm okay with how it ended because like
Really?
the main storylines is done, and it was a thrilling battle. It wasn't like, well, we don't have any more money, so we just got to tell you what was going on out there.
Mhm.
So like, it was a satisfying battle, there was losses on both ends, and it was good. It was a good story as far as that goes. I'm happy that there's some kind of redemption thing for Philip, which leads to my next question. We'll get to it, but uh, like I thought it was good. I thought it was a solid ending to the series. Now I want more though. Like I was thinking, let's not get twisted here. I'm not satisfied that this is the end of the thing. I'm not going to get any more. I would like more, but as far as the story goes for this main storyline, I'm okay with how it ended. Like it was good, especially with
Okay.
the railgun stuff. Like
Yeah, that was dope. Okay,
yeah,
so again, assuming that the Expanse is done,
mm,
no more seasons, no more episodes, nothing. Um, I'm not okay with how it ended, and the reason why is because it just didn't end. It didn't
mm,
finish anything. You know, when you look at
yeah,
Star Wars, the movies, there's always something that's climatic, and then it's over, right?
yeah. There's a
The
main
Death
bad
Star
guy
was
defeated.
right, exactly. The Death Star was destroyed. Okay, people are
Mm.
hugging, they're singing, the whole nine, all
They're
that
banging
sort of stuff.
coconuts together
Right.
like drums. Like that.
He said coconuts for real, you know. Yeah, so I'm not okay with coconuts. I'm not okay with how it ended because listen,
Yeah.
I'm I love this show. I
Mm,
love season 6.
mm,
But if the Expanse is over, no more, the way it ended, that's totally whack. You needed like an ending. You needed some sort of a conclusion because
mm.
if you came back to a season 7, you still have to talk about the transport union. You still have to talk about
Oh, there's
Laconia.
a lot.
You
There's a
still
lot
have
going
to
on.
talk about just the ring and other rings that
Mm.
are out there. It's just like so it's a lot right there. So I'm not okay with that, but it's a great show still. You
Yeah.
have a question?
Yeah. What do you think is the driving theme for this last season, season 6? Like what is the overall kind of theme that you got from watching the show? What they were trying to purvey?
With a lot of shows like this, and also just like Hollywood, American Hollywood, right? People are always directors, just producers, things like that, creators. They're always trying to convey types of messages, like with what they make, their creativity, right?
Mm,
And so to me, it was like you you may have differences, but you also may do things together, but you also needed to come together, like just to make sure that life in a galaxy,
mm,
isn't destroyed because of this like maniac Marco. So all these forces had to come together and say we need to defeat this person together because if we are to live, like if we are to have freedoms, this is the only way we can do it is to come together. So it was sort of
mm.
like a political statement, but not really.
Yeah, it's
Loosely,
definitely the vibe of that. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I think for me, the one of the biggest themes was redemption
Mm-hmm.
for most of the characters except Marcos. He's the only one that didn't have any redemption. Because if you look at even Rosenfeld had some kind of redemption because she's trying to heal the family
Yeah.
unit and she's trying to be a better person, even though she's a bloodthirsty pirate and out these shooting spaceships out the sky. But like she was, she's got the redemption arc of like she's trying to be a better person at least for in the belt as it goes. But like I think that Christian got a solid redemption thing because she came a long way from where the show started for what she thought about people in the belt, what she thought about Earth, and even just how she conducts herself as a leader. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was torturing people in the beginning of the series,
Yeah, for real.
and then now she's like, "Yo, we need the help from the belt, and we're willing to give up leadership to help this thing happen, and just for peace and working together." So I think that was a big deal. I think Naomi had a big redemption arc because she had that thing about she's responsible for kind of setting everything in motion with because she blew up as a spaceship. I forgot what it was. I think she blew up a spaceship. She's the
Yeah,
one that rigged the things
she
for the
did,
spaceship
dude.
to blow.
Like a
Yeah,
belter.
yeah.
Always rigging stuff.
They rigged up like they did it to the Rocinante.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean Naomi had a redemption thing, Amos had a redemption, Peaches had a redemption.
Mhm.
Holden is basically Holden. I don't think anything changed for Kamina had a redemption. Um let me see who else. There was the reporter, what was Monica, whoever her
Monica,
name
yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah, she had a kind of ridiculous because she was bloodthirsty, trying to ruin people as a
Yeah, for
reporter, and then
real.
she's decided, hey, I'm gonna
Spreading
do
fake
stories as
news.
super adult. Yeah, she's
You
doing
know.
fake news out there, and she's trying to help the cause by doing good stories to make people feel better about their situation in life. So I think that redemption was kind of a big theme, except for Marcos. Marcos
Yeah.
got no redemption. Philip, he hopped off the ship, and I think that's all the redemption you got.
Yeah.
Got his
Thus
son out
far.
there. So yeah.
Okay. This is my last question now. The first question I asked was, who is your
Mm,
breakout star? Um,
mm.
my last question is, who was there a character that you just did not like at all?
Ooh.
Like
Oh
why?
man.
Or you started not liking this character, but things got better and you sort of appreciated this person moving forward.
It, listen, I liked everybody on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Philip the least
Mm-hmm.
out of everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that at least during the show he kind of realized like, oh, he's on the wrong side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that about him. And I mean, this thing I liked all the characters on the show.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with anybody except that Nico lady. Like she could take all kind of L's, but everybody else was good.
Yeah. So was it Nico or was it Philip?
I'll say Philip. Philip, he
Okay.
had a redemption because Nico didn't have any redemption. She should not have been at that table, all right? I go back to what I said last week. That lady should not have been at that table. She has no business being there. Sitting next to Kamina. How dare you, man? Get out the room. You don't deserve anything. I would strip her from leadership on the base at all and tell
Wow.
her to kick rocks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be an administrator of like a planet, right? You got to have like political skills. You have to know how to speak to
Yeah.
people. You have to know how to work
Moron.
on diplomatic solutions, things of that nature. Just everyday politician things, So it's
Mhm.
just like, that's what you are really, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to say Naomi.
Okay.
I did not in the beginning. I wasn't feeling her. I just thought that she was a detriment to like what the Rocinante and Holden and and the rest of his crew was doing. She came
Mhm.
around, and she's definitely. I have to admit, just to put it out there, because I know I was bashing her for so long, right? That yo, she's a like rock star. I'm telling you, she rocked it out. I
Mhm.
knew there was no way to get rid of her because she was just so major with the Expanse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And no one else was smarter than her on the Expanse,
That's true too.
right?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, think about that,
She's
right?
vital.
So,
She's
yeah,
vital to if she wasn't there, they would have died on the Rocinante a long time ago. She's
she
got
was
them
the
out of a bunch of
smartest
stuff.
person in this entire series. So I started
Mhm.
out not liking her. Season 5, a little bit of 4 or 5, she came along. 6, she sort of
Mhm.
rocked it out, and she redeemed herself. But I have to pick a person, so I'm going to say Naomi, but she did redeem herself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got my last question to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick a faction between the Earth, Mars, and the Belt,
Mm-hmm.
which one of these places would you rather be part of?
Um,
If you were in the series, which
mhm.
one of these places would you rather be?
The belt looks pretty exciting, on some levels. It's just like, I could probably get a little hustle on out here. Just have my little like DJ stuff popping off, do my artistic stuff. Just my creativity. But Earth just has so much more. You know, skylines,
Yeah.
skyscrapers. You can travel to different places. You can be in a city. You can be in a desert. You know, you can be in a country.
Mhm.
You can see sunlight. That's really important
Yeah, that's
because
true too.
the belt in Mars, you don't see that, right?
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
you get sun on Mars, but like you can't go outside and breathe the air, so like you're
Yeah.
still
So
stuck to
they live in sort
they
of
live
the
in the rock. They're
yeah,
inside
they
the
live
rock.
in a rock exactly. So I'm gonna say Earth, but maybe bounce back and forth from Earth to the belt. You know, I may have like a little shorty
Mhm.
in the belt. You know, just like I go visit every
Solid.
now and then. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
swing by like in two
This is
weeks.
if I were single. I'm a married man,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
yeah,
I were
yeah, yeah.
single in the belt or single
Yeah.
on Earth, you know. So you know, but just some
Yeah.
friends, you know, but definitely Earth for sure. What about you?
I think this is the thing though, because I like technology,
Hmm.
Mars has the best technology.
Hmm.
So like as far as because like there are light years. I'm assuming that Mars took all of the scientists and all the experts went to Mars and to colonize it. So they're further ahead along than Earth is by like leaps and bounds. So as far as technology goes, Mars would be the best place to be at, but Mars has a crazy decline. If we're going current day
Hmm.
expanse, Mars is a terrible place to live. Earth is a terrible place to live, and the belt's a terrible place to live. So your options aren't solid. So like I guess Mars, but I don't know. Like as long as I had a spaceship and I could bounce around and leave if I wanted to,
Hmm.
then I guess Mars would be the spot. Just because of technology and they're more advanced than everybody else is.
Yeah,
So I think
that's
that's the
true.
way I look at it.
They are. Well, man, The Expanse, man, this is my favorite show. This is obviously your favorite show. We both said that.
Mhm.
I don't know if something else can be created that's this great. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm talking about this is with this. Is this your favorite show ever?
Whew. I don't know if I would say ever
Hmm.
like as far as space stuff, like Battlestar Galactica is one of my favorite shows.
Really?
I think it's up there with that. Like the new season or the new series that they did on sci-fi.
Hmm.
That that Battlestar that was the one of the first shows 33 when I saw that I was like, "Oh, holy crap. I need to see this.
Yeah.
This is good stuff."
I was
Uh
always into Star Trek Next Generation too, so that was a really awesome show. And I think they had like 8 seasons, 8 or 9 seasons or something like that.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's the thing though. I wish a lot of these older shows could have the technology from the current day expanse
Hmm.
as far as 3D characters and spaceships, whatever. Because like they it was limited. They had a TV budget. They didn't have feature film budget for their seasons, and the budget was kind of weak sauce. The special effects were trash. It's like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whenever it came out. But yeah, as far as the storyline, I love Battlestar Galactica. So I would say it's up there. It's like 1A and 1B
It's in your top
as far
five.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely in my
it's in my
top
top
5 or like
five
below
all day. It's in
shows.
my top five.
Yeah.
It's close to number one, but it is in my top five. Like I said, Next
Mhm,
Generation was dope.
mhm.
And then there's some other stuff out there that's pretty interesting too. But yeah,
Yeah,
The
there's a lot of
Expanse,
stuff.
man, this is like a
Maybe
10
you know
all
what?
day. What's up?
Maybe in next show we should talk about like our favorite sci-fi stuff, or like a series for
Yeah,
spaceships and that kind of thing.
because I
Like, we have a good list. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know how much we overlap though. There's a
well, I
bunch of
mean,
shows.
we may. I mean, I'm quite sure we do overlap on some. You know, I mean, you like Star
Mhm,
Trek. I like Star Wars. You know, we
mhm.
both like that. Franchise. Both of those franchises. We also just like. There's a lot of stuff on. I'm quite sure there's a lot of stuff that we don't review together, but we
Yeah, we're
watch
watching.
because
Yeah,
it just may be too cheesy, but it may be something you like, you know, because I like
yeah,
cheesy
yeah.
good stuff if it's cheesy and good. It's got to be good though on
Yeah,
some
it's
level,
gotta be
right?
good. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
I can't it can't be all incompetent.
Yeah.
Like, if you had campy acting like Babylon 5, but, like, the storyline's good, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah. I want
But,
to
like, if
say to what's up? Go ahead.
yeah. No, I'm saying if it's campy acting and terrible direction and the special effects are terrible. I can't do all three. It's got to be one of them. It's got to be good. Because Star Trek had at least the first two seasons were terrible, but after that, the writing was spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't deny it. They were pushing
That
the boundaries and stuff.
that was big Hollywood doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the
Yeah,
day. Um,
yeah,
you know, some of these foreign sci-fi shows are really good, but just the overdubs are just like the same voices. You know, it's just like it's almost
yeah.
like they just put a voice like a word doc into a machine and then just let a
Mm.
robot spit it out. You know, and that's exactly what it
Yeah, there's
sounds
no
like.
emotion,
It's
nothing.
just
It's just so, like,
it's so whack.
reading
You
the
know,
thing.
it's just but.
Mhm.
You know, they're pretty good. You know, hey, I wanted to say, like, to anyone, everyone who checks us out, if
Mhm.
you can make a recommendation on what should we cover, or if there's something out there we should be taking a look at, a really dope sci-fi show. It doesn't matter if it's new or old because we both watch new and old sci-fi stuff. So if it's a
Yeah.
movie, if it's a series, drop it in the comments. Let us know what's up. We'll take a look and, you know, maybe we'll give it a review. It needs to be really good, though, to get a review. You know, it
Unless you
can't
want us
be
to rip
anything.
it, that's okay too.
Right.
I'll,
If
I'll rip
you
a
know,
bit.
you want to
So,
review or you want to rip, you know, so you just have to
yeah,
make that decision.
yeah.
For real. Well, there you have it. The Expanse, an awesome show. I
Mhm.
am sad that it is over, and but
Maybe.
maybe it isn't. So we will see. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.